o'clock. All right, so we're starting the class right now, and what we have to cover is we need to continue working with unit what? In which unit are we right now? Unit 9? Okay, take a guess and let's see who wins. It's like no one is getting it. Let's keep on playing. You can participate too. Which unit are we right now?
The last unit.
Which one?
The last.
The last. Okay. Our course only has 4 units. And then Anael said, oh, maybe unit number 2. I said 9. Okay, that's even from 4 going to 9. That's a big difference, don't you think? So it's like 9 if not. So you just lost. Number 2, no. And then, but Anael wanted to try number 3 because she said like, well, if it's not 2, it's 3. There is no more. So we started unit number 3 before last week, and we started talking about conversation expectations. Conversation expectations. What is the other people or the other person expecting from me? That's what we were talking about. What are they expecting, right? And we talk about rules, expectation rules. We talk about 12 golden rules, 5, 10, 12 golden rules. And then we mentioned basic rules, also 10 more. And you had some homework and that was it. But today we have to continue with that. We need to continue talking about what my audience, my public, what they are expecting from me. What are they expecting from me? I'm talking about conversation, then I'm talking about me, you, speaking. If you're speaking, you need to consider those rules, but also something else. Since we're talking about professionally speaking, we need to consider those things that we had to do professionally. Then now we're going to talk about presenting, orally presenting, no exposition. Sorry, but that's something that is funny, really funny. Exposition, it's you are exposing yourself from something. And if you're going to use the term with people getting or being exposed, if someone is being exposed, it's because maybe Anael knows a lie, something that Alan is saying. Alan might have told a lie, una mentira, to all of you, even to me. But Anael comes to the class and then she's like, he's lying. Alan has been exposed. That's what it means. He has been exposed. So that is the way very completely different to presenting a topic. That's why the terms are so different. And now we're going to cover about presenting something. And as you're guessing, part of the homework will be getting prepared to finally, in this class, because for the whole semester, we are almost finishing the second partial. We are going to complete the second partial next week. If you take a look at the program, it's complete next week. So next week, your final assignment for next week, I mean, for the second partial, you're going to orally be presenting. You guys from your house and you too. But of course, we need to talk about what you're going to be doing. So that's what we're going to cover today. Today, we're going to talk about some keys to control your oral presentation. Of course, you have heard this before in Spanish. We're just covering it again in English, but in case you forgot about something, we're covering it. So don't worry. This is the course for that. We're going to cover it. And how we say it in English is, we got you covered. So you need to learn those expressions. So don't worry, if you don't remember something, we got you covered. Fine? Okay, so let's start. I'm gonna start sharing the PowerPoint slides. So I have them, let's see, and check for the good speech. If you take a look at the program for the class, this is not the topic to continue. If you take a look at the program says that first we cover the oral presentation and then we go to these topics. But, I mean, I did it that way, but then I realized that I shouldn't have done it that way. I need to cover these other things before you go and start presenting. So there is two slides, two PowerPoint presentations that we're going to cover today. Key elements, key points that we're going to cover today. And with those, then you're ready to start doing some research. And that's what you're going to do for this week and next week, next Tuesday, you are presenting next Tuesday on October the 26th. You are giving a presentation orally, which means you're going to come to the front and present something. And for those of you who are at home, you're going to show yourself and we are going to see you through the projection. And we're going to judge you because there's already a second activity. One is you're going to prepare and then you're going to come and present. The second activity, after you finish presenting, you're going to be judging. You're going to be the judges. You're going to say something about your classmates. But of course, related to the topics, the keys that we are presenting right now, today, you're going to have to relate them in that sense. Because you're not gonna say, oh, you spoke fine, you spoke clear. Yeah, that's one of the things. You need to cover that, your tone needs to be clear. But you need to talk about the slides. If there is a PowerPoint presentation, you need to talk about the slides from your classmates. You need to talk about the body language of your classmates. And then the question for you who are at home, professor, but what about me with the body language? Use your mouth, your eyes, your hands. Use your body. Of course, we're not going to be able to see your feet, but even the people here, you cannot see my feet because there's computers and tables in front of me. I mean, only Anael can see from a good angle because she's in that angle, but you guys over there cannot see me. I mean, you can see me. Just the top of my body, but that's enough. That's enough for body language, right? It should be, hopefully, right? Okay, so let's see, let's start. I need to finally open it up so you can stop just seeing all of the little squares from the Zoom video, right? So what are you guys seeing over there? Sergio, Arlette, are you seeing the two, the big presentation or just the moderator presentation? If you're not gonna answer, I'm just gonna switch it to everyone here. I don't know, maybe through the chat I have something. They said, sorry, unit 3, and a Karen. She also participated. I get confused with these things right now. Nael, what was your last name? Fontes. And Ana Karen, her last name was Montaño. Okay. There you go. Don't fall on me. Okay, so let's take a look first at the elements of good speech. What's speech, for instance? What's the meaning of speech? So, speech. Am I writing it correct? Yes, it's double E, speech. Can you see it from afar, Emma, Angeles, Sarai? Can you see it? So it's correct, it's fine. Speech, S-P-E-E-C-H. What's the meaning of it? When I speak. But basically, when I speak in front of an audience. I'm gonna do what I don't like to do in Spanish, but I have to do it. If we directly translate this, it will be discurso. Okay. So whenever you're going to speak in front of an audience, we call it speech. So we are going to cover the elements of a good speech. Elements in general. Remember, all of these classes are in general to keep using vocabulary and to remember what you're supposed to be doing in front of an audience. Because otherwise, you can just speak, sit down, and maybe don't move your body, don't even look at the other person. If I'm speaking too fast, ask me, hey, can you slow down? Say something, because then I just keep on going faster. I try to speak slow, but then once we start speaking, it goes automatic. It just goes and goes and goes. Just like that. I'm sorry. It just happens. Okay, so what is this supposed to mean? Basically, we need to remember what covers first a speech. And I will appreciate if you take out your notebooks and start making some notes, because you didn't carry your book bags or backpacks just because they're new, or because you're showing off that you're carrying a backpack. I mean, seriously, I will really appreciate if you take your notebooks out and start making some notes, because you need to learn and practice with your brains and hands and everything. I don't know how you were doing it at your houses, but if I were you, every time that I am in a course, I'm taking notes. I'm not just expecting someone to speak for me and doing nothing else. So, started writing something. So, Yesenia, what's the first element that you see there? In that red box, it says? Over there at the end on the left-hand side, it says, there's a red box. What does it say? The what? The the source. Can you speak out, please? The source. Now, it's just that I cannot see your mouth, but if you're speaking like the source, you cannot even hear me. You need to speak up, but that's going to help you to understand how to speak. Okay, Angeles, Heidi, every time that you participate, you need to speak up louder, not the source. I don't understand that. The source. Okay, the source. And so if we have a source, the first one who's speaking, what else do we need? The one in green, which one is it? The receiver. So who is the receiver? The audience, that's the people here. What do you say, guys? Ana Karen is coming back. The receiver. And then there's another red box. Someone from you at home. Sergio, what's the other red box? It's the same. Someone from home. Arlette, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Was the red box? Can you repeat the red box, please? And then someone from here. The source. Exactly. Again, the source. And finally, the other green box. The receiver, but there was a clue. Another word. Again. The receiver again. It's sort of like a cycle. Here, I presented it like on a line. But if you keep on moving on the same line, it's going to come back again to what? After the receiver, the source. After the source, the receiver. And after the receiver, okay. So we start having that movement. But listen to this. It's a good speech. Normally, on a speech, you have a person here who is the speaker, the main speaker. And you have the audience who is, well, that's the public. So how are you saying then that we have source, receiver, then source again, and then receiver? Okay. If there's only one speaker, the receivers are listening. The receivers are listening. So there is the channel, they're listening. And then the source keeps speaking. And then the receivers keep listening. But remember that it's not just listening. If you are the receiver, you are not just using one sense of listening. What else are you using as the receivers? And other senses. Remember that there are 5 senses. You may not be using the 5 senses. You're looking, exactly. Another sense. One is listening, the other one is looking or watching. It's a synonym. But what else do you need there? Just sometimes you're going to need, as an audience, you're going to need to speak. And that's why it comes after. It comes over there as part of the process. If you're the speaker, you need to make sure that your audience is engaged. That's a key. Engaged. How do you write that? Engaged. So apparently the red one doesn't look over there because I'm not seeing it. I'm not able to see it. I'm gonna see if you can see it in this angle. Like, engaged. I don't know if they can, oh, they can see it. I have to take a look like, can they see it from there? Yeah. Can you see it? Okay. Engaged. That's a key point on a speech, to engage an audience. But here's the big question. How do you engage the audience at first? And the most important, how do you keep them engaged? That's why you need to use the other elements. One will be your tone. Definitely the tone is important. And what is the tone related to? Volume, definitely volume. You cannot just keep yelling at the people. You see how it changes. And you cannot, and you're not supposed to speak low because they're not going to be able to listen to you. If you speak very low, then it might be comfortable to you, but in the end, you're going to miss the audience. And this one, the engagement with the audience, it's over if you don't control your tone. But the tone is actually something that everybody needs to study about the tone, but you need to find out your own tone. It's not something that I can tell you like, this is your perfect tone, Yesenia. No, you have to work it out. There is a lot of information, books that can talk about the tone. There is a lot of TED Talks. You know what TED Talks? The TED Talks, TED Talks. I need to change with the pronunciation. That talk about this, the tone. And I mean, you also are going to have another course next semester. It's a very nice course that is about leadership. And in that course, you're going to talk about all of those skills that an industrial engineer needs to have once you go and look out for your career as an engineer. So fortunately, you're going to cover a little more about that next semester. Not just in this class, but in the other class. It's called Leadership and Professional Development. It's a really nice course. I'm telling you because I taught it last semester. That's why I learned. I didn't know what was taught in that course. I mean, I'm serious. I had to, I bought like more than 10 books, physical books, and kind of like 5 different books, electronic books that I have in my phone and in my computer, because you can use an app, right? They're really good. There's an app for everything. Tell me about it. So going back to the class, because I have the tendency to just move on to something different. So going back here, tone is going to be covered right now in just this little unit for this class, but you're going to cover it again also in the English Conversation Seminar number 2 next semester, but also in that course that is called Leadership and Professional Development. I just need to translate it, and sometimes my brain doesn't work that fast. So, okay, so listening or hearing, looking or watching, and sometimes also speaking. But going back to the speaker, you need to control your voice, your tone, the volume. And remember that you need to not be monotonous. Because when someone is monotonous, the audience goes, it goes bored. They start sleeping. They stop paying attention. So the speaker, the one that is given the talk, needs to pay attention to the audience. And here's the thing, you need to be very smart to pay attention to the audience and to see if someone starts falling asleep, then it might mean that you're doing something wrong. But I'm saying it might, because you don't know if that person is sick and maybe that person is just falling asleep. If it's just one, and if the rest of the audience is fine, and maybe there's some problem with that other person, right? But if then one in another minute and then 2 people is falling asleep, there might be something wrong. And if 3 minutes pass, 4 minutes, and then everyone is in that same mood, then who's the problem? The speaker, the person who is here in front. That's the problem right now. So that's why you need on a speech, for the elements of a good speech, you need more elements, not just your topic, not just you speaking. Your body language, it's super important. And one element from the body language that is on top of everything will be what? Can you imagine what element? Let me show you on the screen. How do you call this one? Take a look at what I'm doing here. If I'm looking at you like that way, eye contact. Yes, that one. It was hard to get it from you. Eye Can you? Yeah, you can see it. Eye contact. And the pronunciation from it is like that. Yes, eye contact. Very important. When you lose the eye contact, you immediately lose your audience. Because that was the biggest part from your engagement. We were one together. I was looking at you, you were looking at me. But then I'm just looking at them over there. I don't care about you anymore. I lose you. And if I don't go back to you to pay attention to you here too, then I lose you. That's why it's very complicated right now, because I need to pay attention to you here and I need to pay attention to you there. And I don't know if you're there because you're not opening your camera, so I don't know. But I'm doing something. I'm trying, at least. Okay. Are you mocking at me? You know, that's a synonym of joking. Mocking. ¿Te estás burlando? Remember that I'm the professor, so I can say, I shouldn't say anything in Spanish, but I can say. Okay, so yeah, we should move forward with this one. I'm just gonna leave it there. We're not going to interact with this one. I'm going to shake it out later on. This is something from Mentimeter that we can use. If you click on it, you can click it, not now, you can click it, the PowerPoint is there in your platform. I can use it for next week, what I can collect from you. Mentimeter is one of those sites that you can build a map with words. And so that activity, I had it there when I only have you in front of the computer, so I can interact a little bit with you. And if we go to that link, then we're going to create a map of words about what a good speech or what a speech represents to you. So what I'm gonna do is you're going to say the words here. And we're going to, not virtually, but in the board here, we're going to create the map here, okay? And then we're going to cover it up online. So you can actually go and start doing it, you guys that are connected, and we do it here. So, speech, I already gave you some options. What does it represent to you? What does it represent to you? Speech. I already talked like half an hour on this. Okay, so Sarai says exchange. I'm just gonna use one word from you and then I'm gonna use from someone else. Exchange, and then someone else will say information. What was it? What?
Story.
Story? Okay. Story. Which is fine, the speech can give you a story. And then from here we heard knowledge. Knowledge. What else? We only have it. And there was another word that Sarai said, and I said, I told her, no, let's just participate with one. But you can steal it. You know what stealing a word is? You heard it, and then you take it and you put it in your mouth and you participate. I'm just saying, if you want to take that one. Exchange, story, knowledge, what else? Communication, okay, that will be part of a speech. Communication. Communication, what else do you see there?
Description.
It's going back to life now. Description says. Description. Yes. Please, blah, blah, blah. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna keep the mouse over there. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing it and then I'm gonna share it back again because I moved the computer a little bit and it didn't work. So it's share. I'm gonna share it from here again because it didn't like the other one. So it's there. Description, what else? What's going on with you? Presentation. Okay. Presentation. Which is fine, it's part of a speech, right? What else do we have? There's a lot of people, and at least tell me a word. Jessica, Emma, you need to participate. I'm just gonna do it like this if you don't want to cooperate with me. Okay, and I already said a word. Alan, you need a word. Jessica, Emma, Haley, Angeles, everyone. I mean, you're here. You need to enjoy the goodness of being here. Participate. Hey, don't take it wrong. Don't take it the other way because Jessica can say, I'm not coming tomorrow because then she's gonna ask me to participate. I mean, take it the good way. Take the chance. Okay. I mean, simple words. Just simple words. What does it mean to you? With all of that we were saying, it means something to you. Of course, expression. Expression. And I believe that it might be double S. Sometimes I get misspelled, some mistakes on spelling, but I believe it's okay. Another one, I can take two more, but because we need to move. Okay, okay, information. Information. Understanding. Okay, so all of that is a speech. In the last slide, we talk about the source and the receiver and of course that, but it's more than that. It's all of this. And I didn't say it, you say it. And also you. Oh, there's something in the chat. So what is it? Interpretation. Okay, I'm not that big. Interpretation. Analysis? Analysis? Okay. Analysis. I'm gonna go this way. And then this. Yeah, you can use that one on a speech. Definitely. So take a look at this. Exchange. Pretty cool, huh? Exchange. Description. So it means exchange of information, description of information, of data, knowledge. You're sharing. Nobody said sharing, but I guess if there's story, you're sharing something. The knowledge that you have is supposed to go through the audience. Expression. I like this one too. Expressing. So speech means to you expressing something. And very nice over here. Also understanding. The speaker should understand, but the audience should understand. If we're talking about a good speech, the audience should be able to understand. Yes. And some more presentation, of course, because you're going to be presenting. I guess that's why you participated with that one. So we move. Let me see. We go back and see if I can present it again. Yes, I can present it. I just need to duplicate here because on the video, it needs to be the same as I'm seeing over there. So, yeah. I don't know if you guys are able to see it from here on the computer, but if you're not, let me know because there's no other option that I know what you're seeing. You need to speak. So you see more words over there. People. Nobody said people. Well, that's part of the speech, don't you think? People, audience. There is, that was a trial from another time. Students like you, and there was people that said boy, ball. I don't know, maybe you can use a ball. It's part of the speech. I don't know. Difficult. It might be. I don't know. Statement. Smiling. But take a look at that word, trust. Trust. Let's take a look at that one. Trust. I'm going to translate it because you may not get it if I'm just saying it in English. Okay, the meaning of it is that your audience is going to give you the confidence on that what you're saying, they are understanding and they are giving you credibility. That's trust. Confianza. That's what I have to say the word in Spanish because I need to keep moving forward, and then if I don't say it, then maybe you don't understand what the rest. Trust. I love that word here, written here. Part of the speech should be trust. I agree. It should definitely be. And of course, we could engage in a conversation. It's also there. Message, expressive. I think that here was expression also. Let me take a look. Security. That's good too. It's a which one? Do we have to put the words in the link? Yes, if you are able to go to it, yes, go ahead and write. It's going to take you to the webpage from Mentimeter, and then it's going to ask you for 2 words. You write them down, and I'll collect them later, and then I'll show them to you. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna move forward because I'm taking too much time on this one. And here is a recommendation because I don't know if we can, yeah, we can listen to this, but if we listen to this one, let's do this. I'm going to plug the, hold on. I'm just gonna go back around because I'm gonna go get the speakers, and you guys are going to, you guys in your house are going to click on that video and then watch it. But for you guys here, I need to unplug this one, like this one, my computer. And then, where did I miss it? Do you see it? In here. So, I'm back. Arlette, Sergio, Luis Roman, all of you. Go ahead and click on that video, watch it, and then we're going to discuss it. I'm gonna plug some speakers for the people here, and I'm gonna play it here. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the recording of the video for this class.